4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm too old for this shit.
Hello, welcome to the Electronic Eggs Capsule podcast. Joining me, as usual, is Paul.
Hello, pleased to be here. Looking forward to this one. Again, now we're almost halfway through the year as well.
I know.
It's crazy.
Very.
I know we're doing April today, but you're just thinking now it's like, oh, it's almost the summer months. And we're almost getting to our Euro 96 era that I'm very, very excited for, as we're only now a couple of months away.
I know, I can't wait. I've just realised I never introduce myself whenever I do the podcast.
People are used to you now, Chris.
I just assume everyone knows who I am. But if you don't, hello, I'm Chris.
Colin?
Chris, yes, Colin. So anyway, let's kick things off then in 1986. Oh, for those of you who don't know, this episode, if you're first time listening, I just assume you're listeners who listen all the time. That's my bad. We do a look back at the month that was, so looking at April, for example, in 1986, 1996, 2006, for movies, games, television, and music, and also UK news from that month. But we were doing 2016. We dropped that because the listeners dropped off. So what we are doing this month is we are going to talk about 2016. No, don't hang up. Don't turn off the podcast.
Well, those numbers are just dropping.
Oh, no, they're back. They're back. They're
Okay.
We are going to talk about the games of 2016. Okay. So we're not going to talk about any of the movies or any of the music, mostly because, movies kind of, they're still good movies, but it would just make the podcast go stupid long. And music-wise, you and I know fuck all about 2016 music.
No, we really don't. Even 2006 is a push.
Yeah. And the UK news in 2016 is literally all misery. So there's no point talking about that either.
No one wants to be reminded.
But 2016 for games is a golden year for games. It is incredible. So we will go over that. Okay?
Anyway, let's go back to the 80s.
1986 with Pretty in Pink.
I love this woman, and I have to tell her. And if she laughs, she laughs.
It makes it easier to bear.
Feel any better if I asked you to the prom?
His name's Blaine. He's so beautiful.
Blaine? Oh, that's a major appliance. That's not a name.
You won't regret it, no. Some girls, they don't forget it.
Does he have strong lips? Strong lips.
Too weird for me, Maybe this shouldn't happen.
Maybe it doesn't happen all the time, but it doesn't mean it isn't right?
This is not the time to get serious over some Nimrod.
He's gonna use you and then throw you away.
You're ashamed to be seen with
no,
me.
I am
You're
not.
ashamed to go out with me.
Squeeze her, don't tease her, never leave her.
You like him, he likes you. What his friends think shouldn't make any difference.
I just want to let them know that they didn't break me.
Just don't write love songs like they used to.
So, Pretty in Pink is the, I would say, one of the Brat Pack movies. So the Brat Pack, if people who aren't aware, was a group of young actors at the time, including two of the stars of this one, Molly Ringwald and Andrew McCarthy. It also included people like Judd Nelson, Keith Sutherland, what's his name? Charlie Sheen and his brother, Emilio Estevez. So pretty good group of actors, young actors there. And this film was another one that was written by John Hughes. He wrote a lot of these Brat Pack movies.
Yeah, he was on a hell of a run with things like this, with like Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, and oh god, there's another one which is coming to mind. You might have to remind me.
I can't remember off the top of my head. So sorry. Oh,
There's
16
some
Candles.
kind of
16 Candles.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Weird Science, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yes, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which isn't a Brat Pack movie, but it is absolutely
a good movie.
Yeah. Which he did some great stuff with John Candy actually as well, because he also did Uncle Buck.
The thing is, though, with these are still they're so loved. Like, I mean, obviously now we're going back 40 years, but things like Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club especially, because they seem to sort of just tap into young people really, really well. I know that sounds dead stupid to say, but, it's sort of like this is what made him so special, because, again, with John Hughes, he just knew how to sort of like tap into all this and just get it perfect. The soundtracks, like obviously the title soundtrack, Pretty in Pink and stuff. And I remember this is a time as well where you're getting like some fantastic soundtracks from other artists who are just making songs just for films as well. Like they're not even on albums. But yeah, I don't think it's...
This one wasn't directed by John Hughes, though. This was directed by Howard Deutsch, who I've never heard of. So
neither have I. Howard Deutsch. It sounds like a made-up name. It's like just a guy called Howard. He's gone to a German bank, and it's like, what's your surname, Howard? Deutsch Bank? Sorry, really rubbish joke. Anyway, back to Pretty in Pink.
So Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink. Pink. Like we were saying, Molly Ringwald, Harry Dean Stanton, John Cryer, Annie Potts, James Spader, and Andrew McCarthy. Annie Potts, for those who know, is obviously from Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm. Playing Janine.
Yes. This movie revolves around Andy, who's Molly Ringwald, and her sort of this love triangle between her best friend who loves her. He's the nice guy who you, the viewer, want her to be with. Except me watching it, I'm like, that guy is such a wet blanket. Go with the bad boy.
The bad boy.
Molly. Go for the bad boy. You'll have plenty of time for the right guy when you're in your 30s. Right? Your teenage years and your 20s are all about the bad guy. So
making mistakes.
Yeah, making mistakes. Yes. And obviously Andrew McCarthy plays the one that the viewer is not meant to see her with, but that's the one that she does want. And it's a comedy drama, I would say.
Yeah, it's not like out and out comedy. I don't think any of these ones. Like Breakfast Club isn't. Yeah, exactly. That's not out and out comedy.
16 Candles isn't either. It's not an out and out comedy. Again, these are all movies that put on that dramatic teenage years, and really show how hard it is to be a teenager.
It's believable stuff. You said it yourself. When you're that age, you sort of like choose the wrong relationships and things like that. Or again, with Breakfast Club, you find yourself in detention for slacking off or causing trouble and things like that. So this is what I meant before when I was in my babble. He knew how to write real characters. And obviously,
but
just like in real life, you have a bit of comedy sprinkled in at times.
Yeah.
Go on.
The thing with the Breakfast Club is some of the kids looked like they could actually be teenagers. Well, two of them looked like they could be teenagers. They are, what's his name from Weird Science? He looked young.
God, Anthony, not Anthony Head. God, he was.
It is Anthony's.
Anyway, it's Anthony someone. Anthony. One first name terms, being Ant.
And the other girl who's in it, is it Ali Sheedy?
Yeah, because she was quite young there, though, anyway.
Yeah, so they look quite young, whereas Emilio Estevez, Judd Nelson, and Molly Ringwald all look like they are probably pushing 30. And it's the same in this movie as well. I watched it again recently for this. And yes, Molly Ringwald, Andrew McCarthy, and John Cryer all look like they are like late 20s. playing late teens.
Mm.
And you can really see it as well. When you're looking at him, you're like, yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, as a kid, though, when I watched it, I was like, yeah, they're probably teenagers. But
Yeah,
as an adult
yeah.
watching it, I'm like, God, you're closer to my age than you are a teenager.
Oh, God.
Well, they're not, because I'm really
No,
old.
I know. Receive shaming. How you doing, fellow kids? Meme.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Pretty in Pink. It is still a good movie. It does hold up quite well. The soundtrack is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really well written, as you would expect from John Hughes. So yeah, it's still worth a watch in 2026. I need to say 2016.
Yeah.
But yes, do watch it.
No, I'm with you
This
on that.
next film, though, is Absolute Beginners.
I've never watched this. This is
You've
David
never
Bowie
watched
one.
this?
I've never
It
watched
is.
it.
I've never watched this either.
Oh, okay, excellent.
So this is one that stars Patsy Kensit, David Bowie, James Fox, and Steven Berkoff. And it's a musical. So I've not seen this one. So sorry.
No.
I did try and I couldn't find anywhere to watch it for free. So I haven't watched this one, I'm afraid.
No. We'll move on to singles then.
We'll move on to singles because we have a whopping 2 songs to talk about.
Whee!
So the first single that was number 1 for the first 3 weeks of April was "Living Doll" again. So following on from last month, where it was number 1 for the last week of March, it carried on for a further 3 more weeks. Probably due to sales to people like us.
Yeah. I like Cliff Richard.
Because that's
as long as
the thing
with
the thing is, though, the young ones, even though it was very much an adult comedy, it really did span everyone.
Yeah. Oh,
I know we spoke about the young ones
because
before.
we watched it underage.
Underage, and I didn't understand most of the jokes, but I understood the some of the humor, and it wasn't until you get older and you start watching it now. Oh, why was I allowed to watch some of this?
Well, even things like with the tampon when it's the party and he goes, "Oh, is it a little mouse?" And it's like, "Oh, because we have free telescope or something."
Yeah.
And it's like, but like age 7 or 8, I'd be like going, "This just goes over my head,"
Yeah.
You'd watch it just for the violence. That'd be it, really.
Yeah,
it is good.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
but it is good. It is very good. So the other number 1 single is "A Different Corner" from George Michael.
I don't know this song.
It's not bad. It's a good song. It's a sort of, it's more of a slower song. It's not Wham. This is him sort of breaking out on his own with a sort of a more ballad.
But that's what I mean. It's quite early on his solo career, but I just don't know it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's decent tune. So let's move on to albums then. So we have 2 albums at number 1. One of them is Hits 4, which is a various artist album collection. So have you looked at what's on here? Because it's actually like a really, really freaking great album.
I've not. I should actually have a quick look. Do you want to start us
on tape 1, side 1. So back in the day, kids, we used to have these thing called cassettes. And on the cassette, you would have some music on one side. When that side had finished, you'd take the cassette out, turn it over, and start playing again. And then you'd have to do the same with the other tape side so that you could record it. So you could steal it off your mate. So anyway, side 1.
Are we having a game of hit or shit?
Yeah, let's have a game of hit or shit. Okay,
yes.
Ready? So, side 1. Aha, The Sun Always Shines on TV.
Hit.
Absolute
Definitely.
hit, yeah. Fergal Sharkey, You Little Thief.
I don't know it.
Oh, it's good. It's one of like the 3 Fergal Sharkey songs I know.
Oh, okay.
Wham! I'm Your Man.
I'm gonna say hit. I don't love Wham, but it's a catchy one.
It's so good. The Bangles, Manic Monday.
Hit. That's a good song.
Yeah,
damn right.
Madonna, Borderline. Hit.
Hit, definitely.
Now this one I don't know. The Blow Monkeys, Digging Your Scene.
Oh, you will have heard it. It is a really good song. Okay. Honestly, I say hit on that one.
Okay. Then we have Belle Louise, Some Imagination.
You'll know this as well. I think that's a really good track as well.
That. It's a hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know the name of the band though. I just knew the name of the song.
Yeah.
So side 2 on tape 1. So this is tape 1 still. We have Diana Ross, Chain Reaction.
Hit. We've talked about this song
we did
before,
last,
haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whitney
Yeah.
Houston, How Will I Know?
That's a hit. I
Hit.
really, really like that song.
So good. Alexander O'Neill, If You Were Here Tonight. I
don't know
that
it.
one.
I don't know
No.
it.
I know
so,
Alexander
yeah.
O'Neill. I know.
No, I do.
Songs,
For
but I don't know
Criticise
that.
and Fake. Yeah.
Oh, Criticise. What a tune.
I know. It really is.
Yeah. 5-star Systematic.
I say hit. I quite like
I
that.
say hit. I like that as well. Paul Hardcastle, Don't Waste My Time.
Now, I don't even know this because I only know him for doing 19. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know this either.
So, yeah.
Whistle, Just Bugging.
I don't know it. I take it it's a hip hop one, but no, I don't know that.
Know either. Full Force, Alice, I Want You Just For Me. Again, I don't know that one either.
God knows. Yeah, these must be hits, damn it. Right, side 2. I mean, side 1.
No, tape 2, side 1.
All right, okay.
Yeah. The Damned, Eloise.
That's a hit, definitely.
Hit. Fine Young Cannibals, Suspicious Minds.
That's a hit.
That is a hit. They did a great cover of that, didn't they?
I know. And I think when I listen back to Fine Young Cannibals, they've done a lot of good tracks. They really, really have. You know, they've got that really good sound where it's a little bit dancey, but also soulful.
Yeah.
You know, like his voice, Roland Gift. Anyway, what's next?
Public Image Limited, Rise, which is a hit for me.
Yeah, that's a hit, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Bronski Beat, Hit That Perfect Beat.
That's a hit. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eurythmics, It's All Right, Baby's Coming.
That's a hit, definitely.
Yeah. Baby's
my
coming
God.
back. Yeah. Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls.
Hit.
Yeah.
Easily.
Mr. Kyrie.
That's a hit. That's a really good song. Yeah.
That is a really good song. Okay, so we're on to tape 2, side 2 now. And we have... now this is where I'm starting to be like, okay. So, Double, The Captain of Her Heart.
I don't even know this.
No, me either. Latin Quarter, Radio Africa.
God knows.
No.
Nah, not got a clue.
So next we have Mike and the Mechanics, Silent Running, which is...
This is brilliant. This
great.
is absolutely fantastic. Because I never knew what it was called. But obviously it's a Can You Hear Me? Isn't it? Can you hear me running? Oh, God. Oh, it's so good. So good. I loved that as a kid. And I don't hear it enough as an adult.
Yeah.
I might actually play it after this.
My dad was always like, oh, this is another Genesis break-off band. And I was like,
yeah.
And that's when I liked it. Cause I was like, cool. Okay. Next we have Howard Jones, No One Is to Blame. Don't know that. No. DC Lee, Come Hell or Waters High.
God knows.
Don't know. Okay, next. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love.
Hit.
Yeah. Electric Light Orchestra, Calling America.
Not one of the best, but I'd still
say
it's...
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it's shit.
All right, well, we're going to say shit because we've not had one. So there's about 5 tracks there. There's about 5 tracks out of a 28. I think it's 28. Yeah, out of 28 that we've never heard, 5 or 6. But all of them, apart from one, are a hit. Do you know what? That's quite good value.
See what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing is, as well, if you had that in your cassette player, you're not going to have to be doing that much fast forwarding, and skipping tracks.
Yeah, you just and kids back in the day, we used to have to like press down on a button and fast forward, and you wouldn't be able to like hear the skip, or it would just be like
no, I know,
and it
just
was
hope that you got the right one.
Yeah, and you'd also have to pray that your tape didn't get mangled as well, because then you'd have to try and free it from the actual device, and then you'd have to get a pencil and try and wind it back in. It was hard times in the 80s. Hard times.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So the next album then was Street Life 20 Great Hits, Brian Ferry / Roxy Music, because obviously Brian Ferry was in Roxy Music. So he's done the Sting thing with the Greatest Hits album. He's going, well, I don't have enough solo stuff to consider Greatest Hits, so I'm going to have to put on here stuff I did with the band that actually made me. So that's this, and it's not a bad album because
No.
Brian Ferry had some absolute bangers like
yeah.
up to '86, and then Roxy Music were absolutely fantastic, until they split. So yeah.
And they changed the style quite a lot as well, so you're gonna
They
have a good
did.
mixture of stuff
Yeah.
on there. Going
did.
from glam to like more or less like. And again, I've said every time I think of Roxy Music, I think of the same old scene from Ashes to Ashes TV series. Because there's
Yeah, me
a
too.
bit, episode 1. I think we talked about this before with episode 1 ending. I mean, you just hear this guitar and like this. Oh god, it's so good. Anyway, right, same old scene, Roxy Music. What a track! So, what have we got on
So
TV?
next we are moving to television, and we have got on BBC One on the 23rd of April, Jossie's Giants. Do you remember
I didn't
Jossie's
watch
Giants?
this. I remember it, but I didn't watch. Is it just football? Was it a football
Yes.
team?
So
Yeah.
it was a. It had a theme tune at the beginning. It was like where it's like, if you're Jossie's Giants, football's just a load of science. I still remember that bit.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't remember much more than that though. It only ran for 1 year, but I remember watching this for
That's surprising, that then.
Yeah. So 2 series, 10 episodes, 5 episodes each, and it ran till 87. So April 87. And yes, it was about a boys' football team, and they start off and they're pretty crap. He's a Geordie, so he wants them. So the first episode, I think they're wearing like a pinky colour shirt, and then he gets them to wear the black and white of the Magpies.
Mm.
And yeah, it was good fun as a kid who loved football, so yeah, very good. But the football scenes, because I actually played games in stadiums, which you never did as a kid, which was bizarre. No. And it was at the Oldham Town Football Club ground.
Oh,
Middleton Road, not Boundary Park or something.
Right. No, that's what I was just thinking about. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Well, it's a site off of Old Middleton Road. Yeah. So that's where those games were done. So yes, I don't really know any of the people in it, but yeah, like I don't recognise any of the names. If you know them,
no, it's basically with this show, it's more the fact that because I wasn't like into football at that age, I saw it in. We've talked about the kids' TV stuff. You had your sort of like your own personal top tier, where you would never miss anything. And then you got to the stage where you'd be like, I can miss this one, or I'm happy to have tea while this is on, and this is the type of thing that I'd just end up missing. I'm just having a quick look now at stars, and no names that.
I don't recognise any of them.
Yeah.
But yes, that for me was a great TV show as a kid because obviously I love football, so it was one of those ones where I was like, oh yeah, football. I'm going to make it just like they are. Oh, Chris.
Oh,
you kidder.
The cruel real life.
But yes, so we move on then to the 25th of April, and we have the first ever comic relief.
Crazy, 40 years ago.
40 years since Lenny Henry first came out on stage and got us to watch celebrities doing stuff for money.
But it was such a big deal. It was such a big deal because remember, we come from the age of telephones, so there was things before comic relief where you'd still have like money raising telephones or whatever, and they always had the big screen in the background, you'd watch the money going up or whatever, and you'd see everyone on the phones. But I think with comic relief, like you just said, you've got Lenny Henry, who was huge at the time for stand-up comedy as well as TV. And then you got some of the best comedians around, like obviously you'd had, was it done with Richard Curtis behind it from the start? Or was it just, and Ben Elton?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Fantastic. Obviously we were on like 6 or 7
I used to love it back then. And it was one of those cool things where I was allowed to stay up to see it after midnight, where you'd see the total.
The final total.
The final total.
Yeah.
And that was so cool as a kid. You were like, oh, I get to see the final total. Yeah. And they'd always go to like different celebrities on the phones taking calls as well. And you
Yeah,
like Noel
yeah.
Edmonds there talking to some random people on the phone. And I was even as a kid, I was thinking, are they actually, or are they just doing that for this one shot?
No, because that'd be amazing though. Because that's just it, right? Right. My issue with comic relief nowadays, and I'd say really fairly recently for the last decade, maybe or so, you've had things like a massive build up to it. So it'd be like spin-off programs of such and such a star do this for comic relief, and it doesn't feel like it's consigned to one evening, to make it such a big deal anymore, because remember around this time, this is where you get new Alan Partridge sketches, because I remember the one with Brian Ferry, who was just mentioned, and he's there, like, obviously they're on the radio together. It's like, Brian, will you write us a check? And it's like, okay, he's writing a check. It will probably buy something like a Ford Fiesta, almost new, and he'd be like, just making little jokes and hints. And then I'm sure, it's stuff like, for example, you'd get someone like Del Boy on there, or and obviously like Ron Atkinson, he'll do like a little Mr. Bean sketch or something. Just for example, I don't think Mr. Bean, because there was ITV as a character, but those are the type of things, like, so it wouldn't be out of place if you saw a little Blackadder sketch or something, and then
Richard Curtis. So.
Yeah. But you wanted to see these celebrities. And it felt special because you didn't know. And anyone who gave up the time, you were like going, oh, this is really, really good. It didn't seem like virtue signaling at all back then.
No,
it was a case
Maybe
of like...
I was always jaded, I guess. Is the way I look at it.
No, I've got a lot of good memories. And remember as well, the thing is back then, we're talking like, I'd probably say the first 5 or 6 comic reliefs. You think about it with, this went on to have the Red Nose mugs, obviously all the merchandise, the Stonk with Hale and Pace. You also had, the different red noses to put on with the furry red noses as well. Still got the comic relief mugs at my mum's, which are now ancient. And it's just a lot of good memories, from back in the day. I'd probably say up to about 2000.
Yeah, probably until they started putting, like David Beckham and stuff on there with Victoria.
Yeah, but that's just it. Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it was like then just putting it went celebrity instead of comedians.
Yeah.
It's lost its way. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move on to ITV, and on the 3rd of April on ITV we have The Raggy Dolls.
Brilliant. I loved this.
Again, it's another children's show. It was a fantastic cartoon with a character called Sad Sack, which was great. So for those who haven't watched it, it's a Mr. Grimes' Toy Factory is where it's set, and there's these toys that are rejects, much like Super Ted was a reject. These toys were not deemed fit to go out for sale, so they just live in the factory. And yeah, they've all got different things. So Sad Sack's like, I think, is his head on backwards or something, or is there like something missing?
Sad Sack's just a sack, more or less, type thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like stuffing him. He's just like, yeah.
Oh no, there is one called Back to Front, isn't there? There is one.
Yeah.
So this one ran for 10 series in the UK.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. There were loads of these.
1994.
They were only on for about 10 minutes, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But this ran until 1994, so 8 years it ran on television.
Really good, honestly.
Do you remember the theme tune?
Raggy dolls, dolls like you and me. Raggy dolls. Something
in
for us to see.
Harmony.
Right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we get there between us.
yeah, the fantastic show.
Yeah, no, but that's just it. It was really good. And also, one thing I did hear recently on, we'll say, Dan and Ravi's Retro Hour podcast, he interviewed a guy called Billy, I think it's like from like Adamson or something, but he went on to work in the games industry, but he was doing animation and he worked on Raggy Dolls as well before then going on to core design, which just was like, oh wow, But anyway, Just thought I'd
Cool.
quickly throw that in.
That's cool. So lastly then, on Channel 4, on the 11th of April, we have The Chart Show debuted there before it moved to ITV a couple of years later. But I do remember The Chart Show. This was Channel 4's take on on Top of the Pops, basically.
Yeah, but they didn't do live performances though, did
No,
they?
they didn't do live. It was literally going to, like, you saw the music videos and stuff, but not for long. You only got snippets.
Oh, yeah, I know, because it'd show the chart and be like going like, new release or whatever, and you sometimes got like 20 seconds, and if it was a long inverted commas clip, it'd be like a minute and a half, and then it just fade out, and you're like, yeah, cheers for that. But yeah, I totally was unaware it was on Channel 4. I just always remember it from Saturday dinner time on ITV.
Yeah, because it was on Friday nights on Channel 4 until 1989, and then it moved to ITV until 1998, and then became Chart Show TV in 2008 when it returned.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right.
But for 1 year and 1 year only. Okay, so then let's move on to video games. We do have 2 video games to talk about in the year 1986. April 1986. First one is the infamous Samantha Fox strip poker. This was on the Commodore Amiga, the Commodore 64, and the ZX Spectrum to begin with ports later to BBC Micro and the Amstrad CPC and the MSX.
Oh wow, God!
Yeah.
So what can you say about this?
In this game, you had to play poker, and you would have to win your hand, and every time you won a hand, Samantha Fox would shed clothes. And this digitized Samantha Fox. So Samantha Fox, for those who are too young to know who she was, a glamour model in the UK around that time. It was very popular for being in the Sun, not the Sun as in like the star in the sky, the Sun newspaper, the Sun trash that comes.
Printed rag.
Printed, and she was a very popular page 3 model. And for those too young to know, in this rag called the Sun, they used to have a topless lady every day on page 3. Classy. So, and Samantha Fox was one of these who broke out. She was like the first real one to really break out. Her and Linda Lasardi, wasn't it? Like,
Oh no, for sure. I mean, she had a pop career and then TV career and everything. She's done a lot. I mean, she's 60 odd now, I think. I think I saw the other day. But yeah, a music career is quite good. You know.
But isn't that touch me?
Yeah.
I want to feel your body. Yeah.
And it's got a really, really rocking looking mullet on this guitarist guy, and he's really going for it in the video. Oh God. But it is a good track. You know.
The game did actually have music as well, which was actually quite good on the C64. So
yeah. You listen, it's just going to be it's selling that on the license, because obviously you're not going to see anything like proper nudity.
Do you know how much this game cost when it came out?
$9.99, I'm guessing.
£1.99.
Oh wow! So it really was budget.
Yeah, it was a budget title, but I'm sure it made them absolute millions because
I know.
I knew everyone had this when I was growing up. Everyone's dad bought this game to play on their kid's computer. My dad bought this game. So yeah.
Dad, why are you taking the computer out of my room tonight?
Why are you taking the tissues with you as well?
I know. Oh God, I always feel weird though because my ex is called Samantha Fox as well. Obviously not that one. Yeah. I remember when I got with her, I didn't believe her. Made her show me 3 forms of ID.
I think you say, "Show me your tits." So I don't believe that you are Samantha Fox.
No. So with 3 forms of ID, it was enough to prove that her name was Samantha Fox. Anyway, there we go.
So next we have another C64 Spectrum and Amstrad CPC game release, and that is The Young Ones, which is based on the comedy of The Young Ones. This game is it's kind of like how to explain it? It's kind of like a really early sort of adventure game, but not point and click. So you move your
I've
character
never played
around.
this.
I've never played it. I've watched video of this recently
Mm.
because I was like, what is this game? I've never knew there was a Young Ones game. And yeah, so you can choose one of the 4 characters, so Vivian, Rick, Neil, or Mike. Mike's character is the shortest one, like like he is in the TV show. He's tiny. Vivian and Rick kind of look like, because like Rick's wearing like really high dungarees and stuff.
Right.
And Vivian looks like a punk. So
Yeah.
But yes, it is very much an adventure game where you're walking around a house, the house that they live in. For those who haven't watched Young Ones, the base of every episode is pretty much inside a house. There's a couple where they leave to go to University Challenge and stuff like that. But this game is basically that. They're walking around the house and getting objects to do different things, and yeah, I don't really understand it from watching it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's it looks shit, but it did score shit as well.
No, I know.
Your Sinclair. So
well, they had it on their cover, I think, with your Sinclair as well.
Oh, shame,
so yeah,
shame.
there
You
we
know
go.
your name.
There we go.
Yeah.
I know. There was a How to Be a Complete Bastard as well game that came out while we were on the A. Edmondson stuff. And I remember playing that on the Amstrad, and it wasn't very good. But anyway, let's go on to news.
Yep, news from April 1986. On the 7th of April, Sir Clive Sinclair sold the rights of the ZX Spectrum and his other inventions to Amstrad and Alan Sugar.
I remember seeing that.
I remember seeing the picture
news.
in the newspaper, and being like, "Oh my god!" Like,
that was a massive thing. Massive.
That, kids, is like that would be like today seeing Nintendo buy Xbox. It's like, or the other way around. It
was huge. It was
huge.
Because Sinclair had been around for a good few years and stuff, and obviously the Spectrum was a massive machine, and obviously he'd done quite a few things before that as well. But yeah, it's still mental that it went to Amstrad.
Have you watched the documentary
Micromen?
Movie? Not Micromen. The
Rubber Key Wonder.
Yes, the Rubber Key Wonder.
Yes. Yeah,
because in that it's basically no one else knew that he was going to sell the company.
It's mad, isn't it?
They all found out the same time as everyone else that it sold the game. You're like, oh my god, what a bastard. Anyway, so on the 15th of April, the Shops Bill 1986, which would have liberalized Sunday shopping, is defeated in the House of Commons on the second reading. The last time a government bill will fall at this stage. So this was to try and open shops on Sundays. Was basically what they were trying to get through the House of Commons, and it kept getting shut down.
Yeah,
this is the thing. This was part of Thatcher's thing, right? Because she was literally like, let's bleed people dry of money. So it was like on a Sunday. So when we were growing up, Sunday was actually like awesome because nothing was open. You have to spend time with like friends or family.
Yeah,
it was
you go to
good.
a park, or even things like video shops weren't open.
No, nothing was, except petrol stations. They were the only thing allowed to be open on Sunday. It was just so we didn't. So Thatcher was defeated like on this one twice before it finally passed. I think it didn't pass until like the late 80s. So, and then it's restricted hours as well.
Yeah, but even then, I don't think many shops will have been opened, because I remember when I worked at Virgin in '98, you still got paid double time for Sundays, and that would have been quite expensive, for staff and things like that. And you're thinking, like, that 10 years before, could you imagine doing it then? And I also remember, if we're meant to be a Christian country, shouldn't everyone just be in church? Sorry, a bit cynical of me. But,
Yeah.
it's that, remember, I've worked in retail for a long time. And obviously Sundays, for decades now, it's just been a normal working day,
Yeah. I mean, that's the
But
thing.
yeah.
And it shouldn't be, right? I
No.
don't believe we should be going to church because everyone should be able to do whatever they want to do. But I do believe that, like, shops, I mean, it's just so nice to have. It's the same as, like, if you have a day. Have you ever had a day without the internet recently?
Yes, I have.
It's awesome.
And it's weird in a way. I had to play
I
games still
loved
already
it.
downloaded.
Oh man, I loved it so much. I didn't have any electricity or any internet for about 12 hours a few weeks ago. Like we just were completely without power. I was reading books again.
See, I do miss that. I mean, especially when I look at my bookshelf of shame. Oh, also though, while we talk about Sundays, did you used to have half-day Wednesdays, or is that just a northern thing? Because
I don't
when I
remember
was
that.
a kid, it was just half-day Wednesday where I lived just out of Bolton.
That's because you're all lazy northerners, though, isn't it?
I know, yeah, lazy northerners. I know.
Yeah.
No, it's
I'm
because you had to
joking.
go down. It's because you had to go down the pit for the other half of the Wednesday
That'll be
when
it.
the shop
Yeah.
shut. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Or whippet
So
racing
moving
or
on.
whatever. Anyway,
Moving
sorry.
on to 17th of April, journalist John McCarthy is kidnapped in Beirut, where he will be there for the next 5 years of his life. Chained to a radiator, if I remember correctly, as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Mary Whitehouse's experience did a sketch about it when he got released.
Yeah, because he was released in 91, wasn't he? So yeah.
Yeah. So it's still like on them, but yeah, I do remember.
Yeah.
Do remember that sketch and not fully understanding it, seeing I was 10 at the time, more or less, or 11.
Also on that day, a treaty is signed to end the supposed 335 years war between the Netherlands and the Isles of Scilly.
Okay. Nope, not something I'm up on.
That bloody few war between those two. I don't remember much about that at all. So on the 20th of April, Oxford United FC, who joined the Football League only in 1962, are in the First Division for the first time. They win the Football League Cup with a 3-0 win over Queen's Park Rangers at Wembley as well.
Oh my God.
What a year for Oxford United.
I know. That's a big one, definitely. I mean, QPR were like, a big club as well, for some of the 80s. And they were in the top flight for a while in the 90s, weren't they?
Yeah. On the 28th of April, the first phase of the Metro Centre, which was at the time Europe's largest indoor shopping centre in Gateshead, is opened, and the remaining of the centre would open in the autumn. I used to, when I lived in the Northeast, when I first moved to the Northeast in 2001, I fucking loved the Metro Centre. It was the most amazing place to go. They had like an indoor theme park, massive cinema, bowling, but then just so many places to eat, so many good shops. It was just incredible. I used to get lost there. Like whenever I took my car, I'd be like, well, I'm never finding that again, am I? I'll have to just get a new one. But yeah, it was so good. I mean, it's just a husk now, like most places. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. He had so many good times there, especially when I took my now 24-year-old, when I used to take him when he was little there. We used to have such good days out at the Metro Centre.
It's mad though,
literally
because
spend all day there.
The closest we had to that really would have been when like Trafford Centre opened back in 99, 2000. I mean, I don't like that place. It's far too big and everything. But like you said, with it's had like cinema in there, tons of food places and stuff like that. But I suppose to have that back in 1986, it'd blow your mind, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So on the 30th of April, I remember this on the news at the time, rioting erupts overnight in prisons across Britain. Dozens of prisoners escape, while prisoners at Stafford Prison set the prison canteen alight by smashing windows and dumping a burning mattress onto the roof. The worst attempts came at the North Eye prison in Sussex, where a 70-strong mob of prisoners take over the jail and set fires to the canteen, hospital wing and sports hall.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember seeing the images of them sitting on the roof and stuff like that?
Yeah, on the roof.
Yeah.
And that's not the type of thing that happens very often, so obviously it stays with you.
Yeah. That was absolutely mad. And you're hearing prisoners had escaped and things. You're like,
Oh God.
as a kid, you're like, oh my God, like you didn't sleep that night because you're there going, oh my God, what they break in? Yeah, you live in Cambridge, mate. These people
I
live
know.
a long
They're
way
coming
away.
to get me.
England's massive, but they're not going to be able to get to you. Yeah. So that's it for 1986. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back in the year 1996.
What G are pheasants, deer, partridges, and grouse?
Game.
What Q means to interrogate or examine?
Quiz.
What T is used to display transmitted pictures?
Television.
What W is the #1 British games manufacturer?
Waddingtons.
What B is the best quiz game on the box, now available in a box?
Blockbusters.
Correct.
Yes.
Blockbusters, new from Waddington. The TV quiz game in a box.
Hello, Paul. Welcome to the year 1996. And the
My
month of April,
favourite
to be
year.
precise. Yeah, it's definitely a fantastic year. We'll go straight into the movies. And our first movie is Get Shorty.
In a town known for fame, wealth, and glamour, one honest man has come to Hollywood to make a killing.
My name's Chili Palmer.
Chili's a gangster. Ran a club I used to play at for another gangster back in Miami. How is Momo these days anyway?
Dead. So you make movies, huh?
I produce feature motion pictures.
I got an idea for a movie.
Doesn't everybody?
Yesterday you were a loan shark.
Yeah, but I was never that into it.
You think the movie business is any different?
Ray, look at me. Why don't you take a look at that? You must bring something heavy to the deal.
I do. Me.
I think you ought to turn around and go back to Miami.
You're a stuntman, huh?
Yeah.
You any good?
I mean, he's got no respect for us.
That's not bad for a guy his size.
Got a major star interested.
Which star?
Two-time Academy Award nominee, Martin Weir.
He played the mob guy turned snitch in Cyclone.
Yeah, one of his best parts.
No, well, the best part was when he played the crippled gay guy that climbed Mount Whitney.
I guess in your line of work, there's times you have to get kind of rough, huh?
Not really.
Have you spoken with Mr. Palmer since your husband blew up?
Oh, my Leo!
It says here you're getting Martin Weir for the part of Lovejoy. How are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna take a gun, I'm gonna put it to his head, and I'm gonna say, sign the papers, Martin, or you're dead. That's it.
I wonder, would that work?
John Travolta.
I think you could be an actor. I know you're acting sometimes, but you don't show it.
You thought I was faking?
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, let me help you. Go ahead. Suck harder.
Rene Russo.
Harry's dreaming of a $40 million production. He'll never get off the ground. With a star, he'll never sign with or without my help.
And Danny DeVito.
Looking at you, I'm having memories of us. And I'm wondering, how did it go wrong? How did it all slip away?
Well, it didn't slip away, Martin. You did when you went off with Nikki at my birthday party.
Yeah, that was a good party.
Rough business, this movie business.
Don't you puke on my shoes, Harry.
I may have to go back to loan sharking just to take a rest.
Get Shorty.
Fade out.
So Get Shorty, Paul. Fantastic Barry Sonnenfeld movie.
I've only ever watched this once when it came out.
You dirty rat.
But I can't remember anything about this.
So this is John Travolta plays a hitman who wants to turn into a movie writer, screenwriter. And he starts working alongside, I think Gene Hackman is actually one of the people at the cinema, isn't it? Who works in Hollywood. And then you've got Danny DeVito, who's like the star.
Yeah.
And then you've got Rene Russo as the love interest. And
what happened to her? She was so attractive.
She was, yeah. So Chili Palmer is the name of John Travolta's character, isn't it? Chili Palmer. Yeah.
Yeah, because what's the film he did after this? Be Cool.
Yeah, which is terrible.
Right, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And yeah, this is a fantastic comedy. And there's so many. The thing with this is that the performances from Travolta, DeVito, and Russo are really good. But again, it's Gene Hackman. who eats up every single scene that the others are in. And you're like, oh my! When you consider how good the other actors are at this point, and then you've got Gene Hackman who just comes in and is just like, everyone's going to watch me, and you're like, fuck yes, he's so good.
I will have to watch this one again then, because I've not seen it for almost 30 years.
No, and this is part of the Elmore Leonard story. So, so it means that this film, Be Cool, Jackie Brown, and Out of Sight are all part of the same universe. Like they all exist in the same real world together.
Mm-hmm.
As some characters in the novels do cross over and things like that. So, yeah. It's very good. It's very good. I liked all of the movie adaptations except Be Cool of these stories. So yeah, Be Cool is just utterly shit. Except The Rock in it. He's actually really funny. He plays a gay hitman, and he's really, really good.
Yeah, no, I remember that coming out, but again, they mustn't have just had any impact on me at all. For me to remember nothing at all about them. I just don't remember like the main actors. That's about it.
Yeah. So this one is the next one we have. I didn't even say the name. Is Dead Man Walking, and this is the screenplay is by Tim Robbins and directed by Tim Robbins. It stars Susan Sarandon, who was his then partner. Sean Penn. Yeah. And Sean Penn is a guy he's on death row, and there's and Susan Sarandon plays a sister, not his sister, like Catholic sister.
Yes.
And she forms a good relationship with him while he's on death row. And it's a story he goes through. He recounts stuff about his life and things like that, and how he got to where he is at that point. So it goes through all this sort of stuff. And
this is something I've only watched once, but again,
me too. I'm trying to. I'm racking my brain.
Yeah,
I'm racking my brain trying to remember everything from it, and all I can remember is that at the end. Yeah, at the beginning when you're watching it, when he starts telling his story, you're thinking he's an absolute piece of shit, and I can't. He deserves it. But then the more and more you dig into it, the more and more you're there like, oh fuck, like he's literally gonna die. It's a very moving movie, but it's a hard watch as well because there are bits that are really uncomfortable. But it is a good movie. And Tim Robbins, I think he was nominated for Best Director at the Academy Awards that year.
Oh, that's good. Like I say, Tim Robbins is one of my favourite actors, so that's why I jumped out this one.
Susan Sarandon did win the Oscar, though, didn't she, for Best Actress? Because Sean Penn was nominated but didn't win for Best Actor.
Okay. Well, like I say, at least it's won an award.
Yeah. It was, fantastic movie. But one that I would never watch again. But next up we have Toy Story. Now this was one of these films that came out nearly 6 months before in America. So this came out in November in America.
See, I always thought it was a 95 film. So when I saw this on the list, I'm like going, I'm sure I watched this in 95. But just having a quick check.
It was an Easter holiday
movie. Because I remember wagging school to go and watch it then, just before finishing.
So these are 3 movies I went to watch in the cinema again. Like I said, the 96. I will probably be able to say I went to the cinema for nearly every movie that we go through. But yes, Toy Story I went to see though with my dad, my brother, and my sister, because it was like our weekend with my dad, and what's the best way to look after your kids when you're a divorced parent? Cinema and McDonald's.
Yes.
So we went to see this at the cinema, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant, even as a kid, because you've got to remember I'm 16 at this point. And as a 16-year-old, you are so jaded, everything at that point. But this movie, I was just like, oh, I gotta go and watch a kids movie with my brother and sister, and I loved it. I was like, that was absolutely amazing. I think I loved it more than they did.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I can't remember why I'd want to go and watch it. Do you know what it may have just been? It may have just been the fact it's Tom Hanks as well. You know,
Yeah.
so obviously Tom Hanks was a huge name, and everyone, even that age, can relate to toys coming alive and everything like that. And
Yeah.
again, the trailers made it look, funny and everything like that. But I remember, like, say, wagging school to go and watch this.
Yeah.
So like I finished, well, say wagging school, we were probably like winding down for GCSEs, when you're thinking like April 96, like in time for Easter, around that time. But yeah, it's still a good one. Like, watch this with, my kids now, and the fact that you're about to get
Yeah.
Toy Story 5, which is still crazy. And I know we've gone a bit worse each time, but all the Toy Story films, they've got certain markers in my life, who have watched them with and things. So
Yeah,
that's this
same.
one though, and the games were good as well.
The
Solid.
SNES one was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, solid, absolutely solid, but not
But yeah,
fantastic.
this movie just blew my mind. So this is of people who don't know, the actors are Tom Hanks plays Woody, Tim Allen, the guy from Home Improvements. He is the voice of Buzz Lightyear, the new fancy toy. We've also got Annie Potts in there again. She's back.
Oh God, yeah, because I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you've got
Two mentions now.
John Ratzenberger, Don Rickles, and Jim Varney in there. So some good names. And what I didn't know is that Joel Cohen was one of the screenplay writers for this.
Oh my, I didn't know that. No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
From Cheaper by the Dozen and stuff like that he wrote as well.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
No idea he was one of the screenwriters for that. But yes, so that's Toy Story. Still a very watchable movie. Still very good. And let's move on to singles. So singles, Firestarter remains number one for another 2 weeks in April.
Discuss that.
Yep, and they were knocked off the charts top of the charts by Mark Morrison and his Return of the Mac.
Yeah.
Gotta tell you
God.
so. Gotta get you there to know.
God.
Oh my God. Oh. Yeah.
Awful.
Return of the Mac. Did you hear the story about him? Because he got arrested.
Yeah.
And
Let's leave it there.
But no, did you hear the story about what he did? Because he got community service, didn't he? First.
Yeah, I can't recall properly, but my
he
friend
sent his
Neil,
double.
we always...
He sent his double to do his community service, and it was because it was only when someone recognised the double for who the double really was that he was found out, and then he got thrown in prison for a few months, I think, or something like that. But
God.
yeah, but he sent his double to do his community service. Like, what a player! Good times. So anyway, let's move on to the albums, and we have one album that was number one for the whole of this month, and that is Now 33, which everyone should know by now is a various mix of artists. This one, I would say, not as good as the Hits 4 that we spoke of earlier. So I'll go through this with you. There are 40 tracks on this.
There's 40 tracks?
40 tracks. I don't know the cassettes on this one. So these are just the CDs that I have. So it's 2 CDs. Okay. Of 40 tracks. So we have Ace of Base, Beautiful Life, which I think is a shit.
Oh, see, I love that song. I really love it.
It's a beautiful life. Yeah, I thought it was a bit too
no, I love it.
Eurovision.
Love it. But that's why I think that's why I like it. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So you're saying here, I'm saying shit. Okay.
Yes.
So Baby D, So Pure.
I couldn't even tell you what that's like. I only know Let Me Be Your Fantasy.
Yeah, me too. Babylon Zoo, Spaceman, shit.
Shit.
Yeah. Blur, The Universal, hit.
It's all right. Don't love it. Yeah, but I was more Oasis and Blur. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, because you're a
Right.
northerner and I'm a
I
southerner.
know,
So,
I know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Boy's Own Father and Son. Shit.
Shit.
It's a great song, but not by them.
Yeah.
Bloody Ronan Keating. It's not time to make a change. It's like, oh, bloody hell, mate. Stop. Past Sandstorm.
I'd say hit. I quite like that. It's grown on me. I didn't like Cast in the 90s, but I like that song now.
Yeah. Share, One by One. I'm
Don't
saying
know
hit.
it. Don't know it.
We gotta love one another till morning comes.
Nope.
No. One by one. No.
Just singing the title doesn't give me any more.
But that's not the title. No. It's like the chorus bit. Okay, I'm going to say hit. The Connells, 74, 75.
That's a hit. I've been listening to that quite a lot recently. It's a proper one-hit wonder, but oh my god, have you watched the music video to that recently?
Yeah.
And especially when you're like getting to our age and you just go, God, this is so depressing. You know, and you're like, and then when I worked out how old those people are now, if they did it, it'd be like even more of them would be dead, and a lot of them would be probably in the 60s, if not 70s. And I was like, oh god, this is just horrible. But it's a great song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So Dread Zone, Little Britain. I don't know that.
Don't know it.
No. Dubstar, Not So Manic Now.
Don't know it.
No, me either. E17 Thunder.
I liked that. I liked that. It was quite an upbeat one.
When the
it's
thunder
just a
calls you from a mountain high.
Yeah, it's just I just don't like anything too ballady.
No, but they did some good stuff like that. Steam.
Yeah.
House
of Love.
I think that's House of. I don't like that one. But
do you not?
No, there's another one. They came on randomly when I was driving the other week when I was listening to a '90s channel with a song I can't remember, but I was like, oh my god, that's an absolute banger. From E17, I can't remember what it was though. I'll have to think. But I do remember thinking. Then I asked Siri to play Thunder for me and Steam. Afterwards. Enya, Anywhere Is. I don't remember that one.
Don't
from
know
Enya.
it. No.
Eternal Good Thing. I'm going to say shit.
Yeah,
I liked
not
Eternal,
my
but that is shit. Etta James, I Just Want to Make Love to You. That's obviously a re-release and is a hit because it is a fucking great tune from Etta James.
Yeah, we'll stick for that.
Yeah. Gabrielle, Give Me a Little More Time, which
I'd
is
say
obviously
hit.
her. I'd say hit, but there's better versions of it though.
Yeah, but go on. We'll go off Gabrielle's. I think it's all right.
Okay.
Go on,
I do like it though, yeah. Gat Decor Passion.
That's hit.
I don't know.
Hit. You will.
Okay.
Do you want it right now? I'll let you go. It's sampling an 80s track, but it is a dance one. I do like that.
Okay.
I say hit because I still listen to it at work.
Okay. Goldbug, Whole Lot of Love.
Don't know.
No, me either. Gusto, Disco's Revenge.
Don't know.
Prince Nazim, Walk Like a Champion.
Fuck's sake. Shit.
Yeah. Kendo, I Need a Lover Tonight.
Hit. That's a great dance track.
I didn't know it until I saw the bit at the end where it says Nagasi Ep. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay, I know that then. Okay, so CD2, we have Levelers, Just the One, which is a hit for me. Love that.
Yeah.
Lighthouse Family, Lifted.
Yeah. It's one of those which is very middle of the road.
I'm going to say shit, but they have got some great. The Lighthouse Family do have some absolute bangers, but that is not one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Louise, who is also now Louise Redknapp, although she's divorced, but she still uses the name.
Yeah.
In Walk to Love, I don't know.
Don't know it.
Her.
No.
I only know Naked. It's the only song of hers I know. Ah, Loonies, sorry. I got 5 on it.
I like that. That's really good. I liked that as a kid.
Lush, Lady Killers.
I don't know it, but no.
Meatloaf, Not a Dry Eye in the House.
Don't know it.
Don't know it. Mike and the Mechanics again with All I Need Is a Miracle.
I see. I don't know this track.
It's a hit.
I
It's
just
good.
love Over My Shoulder. You know.
Yes. And The Living Years, which
Yeah. Oh,
I can't
God.
listen to anymore.
Yeah. I
No,
know.
after you,
Yeah.
once your dad dies, you're like, yeah, I can't listen to that anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger.
Okay. And more Oasis.
More Oasis with Live Forever.
They're
What are
both
we saying with
hits.
those? Both hits. They are both hits, even though
Yeah.
I'm a Blair boy. Paul Weller, Out of the Sinking. How do I not know that?
I think that's a hit.
I don't know that one.
Don't know.
And I love Paul Weller. Anyway, so we're this next one, Pulp, Disco 2000.
Hit.
Yeah. Queen, Too Much Love Will Kill You.
Hit.
Radiohead,
Hit.
Street Spirit.
Hit.
Saint Etienne, He's on the Phone.
Hit.
How does that go?
He's on the phone and all alone. It's quite dancey.
Yeah, no, Saint Etienne. It's going to be dance.
Yeah. No, I know. You'd have to listen to it. But it's good. It's good.
Okay.
It's really it's on my dance playlist.
I'll take your steer and say hit then. Shaggy featuring Grand Poobah. Why You Treat Me So Bad.
I don't know this, but shit.
It's not even grammatically correct, so it's going to get
I know.
shit. Why do you treat me so badly?
Shaggy, with your bad grammar. I know.
Terrible English. Simply Red, Never Never Love.
Shit.
Status Quo / The Beach Boys. Fun.
Shit. Sorry, shit. No. Shit.
Supergrass, Going Out. Hit.
Yes, hit.
Yeah. Technohead, I Want to Be a Hippie.
Shit, because I hate that song because I had long hair at school. I had everyone bullying me by singing it all the time to me.
Cut your hair then, you hippie.
Yeah, that's what they kept saying. Honestly.
Cut your hippie.
Hey, you over there, what's it like to have long hair? It's like, fucking hippie, get him, hippie shake. Oh, God.
So next, then, the last song is TerrorVision, Perseverance.
Hit.
So I would say it's a very mixed bag album, that one.
Yes. Yeah, I would.
Not as strong as Hits 4. Okay, so we'll move on to television then. And on BBC One, not BBC One, ITV on the 10th of April is Bodyguards. Do you remember this one?
Okay. I don't know. No.
Louise Lampard, Sean Pertwee. No.
No.
So it's a crime drama. Got some action as well in it, and you've got Louise Lombard and Sean Pertwee. They play like these two main characters, and yeah, I'm trying to remember it because this has been a long time since I watched it. But yeah, it ran for one series, 7 episodes.
No, skip.
No, you don't remember. Okay,
no.
Okay. I'm trying to remember it, and I can't really remember it. So next one, you must know this one. You must remember this one. So this is on the 15th. This is another children's show, The Big Bang.
This isn't ringing a bell. Let's have a quick look. Big Bang.
It's Gareth Jones. Gaz Jones.
Oh right. Gaz Top.
Gaz Tops. Yeah. Gaz Tops is one of the presenters along with Kate Bellingham to begin with. Those two are the main two at the beginning. Violet Berlin joins in 1998 to replace Kate Bellingham.
Okay.
And obviously they are married in real life.
Yeah.
And it ran until 2004. And it was like so it was like a science program. So it was a program where they would do things like science experiments. It was like educational. No, don't remember it.
No.
Oh,
no.
Man. Okay,
No.
I was older. I was too old to watch this. Obviously, it was like I was 16. But my brother and sister would watch it on CITV. I'd be home and sit and watch it with them. Yeah. I quite enjoyed it. Okay, so let's move on to video games then. We have one video game from 1996, and then we have you to talk about some CV&G action.
Yes,
so the one video game that got released in the UK this month was Batman Forever, the arcade game, but in the arcade.
Oh, right, okay. I've never even played this in the arcade.
Yeah.
What type of... Because I know Batman Forever on the SNES and Mega Drive, by Acclaim, wasn't very good. You know,
No.
it was like via digitized type graphics that Acclaim and Midway absolutely loved.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen this in the arcade.
Yeah, so it's just a fighting game. Beat 'em
Right,
up. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Right, I'll move on to CVG then. It's going to be more
Yeah,
fun.
I've played it on Saturn. I thought it was quite shit there, so I can't imagine it's any good.
Says it all.
It was developed by Iguana Entertainment,
Oh, right,
published by
okay.
Acclaim. Iguana
Right.
Entertainment, who later went on and mostly became Retro Studios.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
CVG, obviously a bit of a quieter month, as where, you know, we're still in that period of the games industry where after Christmas and, you know, it starts drying up a little bit. So this is obviously April 96. So you got Street Fighter Alpha on the cover, which still blows my mind because I know it was coming out for, you know, like the PlayStation and things like that, but it also came out on the SNES, you know, one of the last big SNES releases. But the big news, and I'm going to keep this quite short, the big news is that Sony has signed Square up to the PlayStation, and Final Fantasy VII is coming to PS1 and not the Nintendo 64. So after Nintendo having Final Fantasy for all this time, nope, Sony have swooped in. And obviously, you'll remember seeing those early prototypes of what they thought Final Fantasy was going to look like on the N64, but nope, Sony have got it, and what a massive, massive thing for them. And we've said before, the PS1, and Martin always agrees with us, had so many great RPGs, and obviously
It
having
did.
like
We didn't get a lot of the Square stuff though. This is the thing that annoys me.
yeah,
We got the Final Fantasies, but we didn't get Final Fantasy Tactics.
no,
We didn't get stuff like Einhander. We didn't get Chrono Cross. Where you know we did get Vagrant Story, which is great because that is like the best Square game that they've ever made, in my opinion.
I mean that's quite a few years later, isn't it? As well, that
Yeah,
was
that's like
just as it's
99,
about
2000,
yeah,
something like that.
99, 2000, yeah,
Yeah.
just close to PS2.
Yeah, but that's to me is that was a huge thing. I mean, it didn't really make much of a difference to people in the UK who didn't have because we didn't get much Square stuff over here, like on the SNES. Like we just didn't. We
No.
got Mystic Quest.
Yeah, that was it.
And that
Because we
was
didn't
it.
get
We
any of
didn't get
the
anything
we
else.
didn't get any more of the Final Fantasy games. Like I say, we just got Mystic
Right.
Quest, and Mystic
Yeah.
Quest was stripped down so much because we didn't think that the Western audience would like RPGs. So that's why we got sort of kiddie RPG, and
Yeah.
Mystic Quest was very, very easy.
Well, you
I mean, I
say
completed that as a kid.
West,
Well, all
like
right,
the America
UK, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, so I should say Western UK. But yeah, I mean, obviously that was a big thing. You've also got a 4-page Resident Evil preview. I wonder how that game's going to go down 30 years ago. But I remember again seeing anything Resi, you know, because I didn't have my PlayStation for a few more months. I only
Yeah.
got it that Christmas of 96. So when I started seeing pictures of Resident Evil, you're like going, oh my God, like gaming's really, really changing. You know, because even
Yeah.
though we'd had things like full motion video games, you know, on things like, you know, like the CD based machines like CDI and the crap ones like
The
3DO
Mega
and things.
CD.
Yeah, but this looked like, you know, something totally different, you know.
Yeah.
So it was two big news things to open up, but then the massive feature is an 8-page review on Street Fighter Alpha, and they
I love
loved
that.
the beat 'em ups. Oh, they
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. And you know what? Every single character's getting like half a page almost. You
There's only
know,
like
it's
8
like
characters in the game.
yeah, I know, but it's like loads of stuff. Anyway, they've given out 96%. So it's the
See,
highest
that's the
rated
thing,
game.
right? They went way too high with that because I love Street Fighter Alpha. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's so bare bones compared to what comes next. Like the next 2 games in the series just wipe the floor with it in a way
But
that
yeah, I know,
it
but
makes Street
that's
Fighter Alpha completely like it
yeah,
doesn't
because
like irrelevant.
I
It's
remember getting
completely
Alpha
irrelevant.
2. Alpha 2, but I've still got my original copy of that, and but that's like saying when Street Fighter 2 came out on SNES, and then you went, oh God, now they've released Turbo, so now we've got to give it even higher. So yeah, I get it. You can only go off what's available at the time.
Yeah.
Um,
But you're not
the
giving
other,
yourself much then, right?
oh
Because
no,
you're
no,
going.
you're not,
I
but
think
you're
we've had
like
this
total.
discussion before, haven't we?
No, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Which is what I think Street Fighter Alpha should have got. No, no, it's no. But you remember, like Mario All Stars in total got 99%.
99%. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
being on the cover as well.
I know,
99%.
I
Yeah.
know. And what was it? Games Master magazine just before it ended, they gave Shadow of the Colossus. Was it Shadow of the Colossus? No, it can't have been. It must have been Last Guardian. Hang on, was it? Oh, we gave a game 100% anyway. I can't bloody remember which one it was.
Doubt it was The Last Guardian. I love The Last Guardian, but I would doubt very much that anyone's given
Oh,
that that much
no,
thought.
it's yeah. Anyway, the other top-rated games on that one, like I say, nowhere near as many reviews in this one. Descent on PS1, 90%.
That's good.
Quite an early title. And Alien Trilogy on PS1, 93%.
What a game Alien Trilogy is.
See, I never played this, but this has just been mentioned in Pixel Addict. No, I never played it.
It's from Probe as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who did Die Hard Trilogy as well.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic.
Amber did the Alien 3 game as well.
Yes, they did. Yeah, but was it Alien 3? Was that what? Or was it?
Oh no, yeah, that was done by Probe as well.
No, it wasn't Alien 3, was it? It was the next.
No, on Mega Drive, I think Probe did it.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Because there was another
yeah.
Alien game that was really good on PS1 as well. That I thought was by them. Was it Alien Resurrection? Like
that came out a bit later. Yeah, that came out a little bit later.
The game's brilliant. The movie is absolutely awful, but the game is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. But no, Alien Trilogy is absolutely brilliant. I can't. I would love to play that again for the first time with no memory of it because it's so good.
The other one, I've only just noticed that I've put this down. Terminator Future Shock on PC, 90%. So, like when we say there's not been, it's an FPS game. But then obviously this is like quite old. But the worst rated game is Final Fight Tough, also known as Final Fight 3, 57% on the SNES. And it's not a great game, but it costs you about £500 nowadays.
Yeah, the characters in 3 are shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not a great game.
Not just the playable characters, but like the enemy design and everything is all shit in Final Fight 3.
No, with you on that, definitely. Yeah. And then the other thing I've just quickly made a note of, the first Sega games for PC have been released. So they did Comic Zone, 70%, Tomcat Alley, 59%, and Echo, 76%. And they've just announced, I think yesterday, the Echo collection, including new games coming out or something. But then also it says like the Sonic 3Ds coming to PC and stuff. But then the last bit and previews just for the end of the mag, you've still got Brian Lara 96 and ISS Deluxe on the Mega Drive, right? Two cracking games still. No, it's still all right. I mean, bearing in mind that would be coming out to
Brian Lara Cricket on PlayStation was like god tier game. That was
but that's incredible. When it was still really good because it started out on the Mega Drive. But again, that was like
do you remember how good Codemasters were?
No, I know. Yeah,
God, I missed
because
them.
Again, but that was great on the Mega Drive. And then the other one is F1, the original Psygnosis.
Yeah,
F1 game.
That's published by Psygnosis, but developed by Bizarre Creations.
Yeah, right. I loved that, and I loved the F197.
They're the two that are made by Bizarre Creations. After that,
fantastic.
someone else makes them.
Yeah,
and then
do you know
not as
what? That
good.
explains a lot then, because I remember playing like 98 and 99, which had like I think a whitish cover,
Yeah,
and
that was
I just didn't.
99. 98
Yeah,
had like an orangey color.
right, but that F197 with the yellowy cover,
Yeah,
I think that was absolutely brilliant.
yeah. That's my
And
favorite one of that
yeah,
series
and
on the
again, this is
PlayStation.
someone who's not really bothered about F1, but that absolutely brilliant.
But
So
man,
again, that
hearing Murray
F1 preview,
Walker,
brilliant.
like,
No,
it
exactly,
was like, oh my
exactly.
god, Murray Walker in a game. It's like, this is incredible.
It's basically the impact that the FIFA games had, the early FIFA games, when you were like
Yeah.
going, God, this is like a big step up. And then again, when you had actual soccer, which I know wasn't as playable as FIFA, but it had the big step up in the technology. And then, look, we've said now with like F1, if you get the right team, you're laughing. But anyway, so a few big things coming.
The great thing about F1 and F197 was that it was arcade style game for the F1.
But that'll be why I
full
like
on.
it.
Yeah, whereas
Yeah, that's why I
98
like
they
it.
tried to go sim and it was shit. Like, because I think they went sim because you had F1 World Grand Prix on the N64 from Paradigm, and that one was way more sim than what they had on PlayStation. So I think when they changed developer, they gave them a different thing of like, it needs to be more like that. And it
Yeah,
suffered
well,
from the series
30
because
years
it
on
was
now,
nowhere
it
near as
explains a
fun.
lot.
Yeah, nowhere near as fun.
No, but how many times have I banged on about the Burnout games, and why I like them? I prefer the arcadey racing,
You do. You do, Paul.
Yeah.
You've said it
I
many a
know.
time.
I know. This is why I'm not bothered about things like Gran Turismo with a 24-hour race. Shove it up your ass, 24-hour race. What are you going to do for 24 hours? What if you need to go to the toilet? Can you pause the game?
Gran Turismo's still not fully sim though.
All right, okay. Anyway, let's move on to the news. In fact, I've just looked at the news. Yeah, no,
one thing. And the only reason I'm going to mention it is because, so on the 17th of April, the Duke and Duchess of York, also known as Andrew and Sarah, are divorced after 10 years of marriage and after 4 years after their separation. I wonder what happened there.
Oh, yeah, I know. My God.
Yeah. Did she find out things?
Yeah.
Anyway, we can't really talk about it because we will get sued. No one's going to sue us. We don't make any money. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back in the year 2006.
Okay.
You say no, K. I don't want to talk about 2006. That's what it sounded like. Anyway, we'll be back.
I know, we're back.
Looking after small children needs deep pockets and lots of patience. That's why the Yorkshire farmers who founded Asda promised the friendliest service and permanently low prices. Good, honest value, always. Today at Asda, we offer a wider choice than any other superstore. Clothes by George for all the family. All you need to care for you and your baby. And food to tempt the choosiest kids. We still provide that friendly service the way it always used to be. And we still check our prices to make sure they stay low. Permanently low. That's a promise. That's Asda price.
Hello, welcome to the year 2006. Paul, things are starting to get shit. So let's go straight into the shit movies. So
yes.
First up, we have the Ice Age: The Meltdown.
Which one was this? There's 5 or 6 of them.
This is the second movie.
There's no way this is only the second film.
Yeah, this is the
Really?
second movie. Yeah.
Christ. I've tried to watch these recently. They're not great. And I do rewatch some kids' films.
Well, I quite enjoyed the first one. But when I watched that with my son, I thought it was quite good. But then I watched this one in 2006 at the cinema with my now ex-wife. And yeah, she liked it. I was like, this is fucking terrible. But yes, this is the Ray Romano-led series of movies with John, where he plays the big
Manny
mammoth. Yeah, Manny the mammoth. And then you have John Leguizamo as the sloth.
Sid.
Sid, and you got Dennis Leary as the saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah, I
What's
can't
his name?
remember his name.
Diego.
Oh, yeah, that
Diego?
rings a bell. I know.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll take 2 out of 3. Ain't bad. Meatloaf.
yeah. But this one also introduces the love interest, doesn't it? So Queen Latifah is in this one.
God. I
Yeah.
know I've
Anyway,
seen it. I have seen it because
yeah,
but I don't know why I'd have watched it. Probably just because I thought
'cause
the
you've got
first one was
kids.
watchable. No, I didn't have kids in 2006, so when I watched it, I
Did you
probably
watch
just
it
watched
then, or
any
did
old
you?
crap. I can't recall. I honestly
So
can't.
anyway, let's move on to another shit movie. Scary Movie 4.
Yes, by this point, it wasn't to do with horror. I have watched this, but it'd just be riffing on any film. So you'd have things like taking a mick out of Signs, I think was one of them, and then if you take the mick out of obviously The Grudge. I know it's still a bit of horror, but
Well,
it'd be
this
like
one is
anything pop culture.
yeah, this one is like the Saw. Like it starts off like Saw because you got Shaquille O'Neal and what's his name? That guy in America, bald-headed guy with a tash, does like agony art. Like he's a bit like Jerry Springer, Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
They're tied together, aren't they?
God.
I remember that. But this is
I
the
I
first.
don't remember anything about this.
Is this the first one without the Wayans brothers?
Possibly. Because the first couple were really, really good. Well, not
They're
really
funny.
good. Not, yeah, they're funny, they're stupid. You know what you're going in
Yeah.
for. When I say really good for what they are, I'm not saying,
They're
oh
not
my God, this
good.
is a
They
Green
are
Mile.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore because I think it's shit. So,
I know. Well,
Scary Movie 4.
Scary Movie 5 is coming out soon as well. So, could be a return to form.
The Scary Movie 5 came out like
Oh, is it?
15 years ago, didn't it?
Oh, God. So it might be
13
Scary
years,
Movie
something like
6? Is it Scary Movie 6 that's coming out then?
that. Yeah, maybe.
There's
Yeah.
another Scary Movie coming out very soon.
Because
Anyway.
the Wayans are back in the new one, aren't they? Because I've seen a
Yes,
thing
yeah, they are.
that they're like,
Yeah. Because it's set, yeah. But anyway, all this talk's making me crazy. What's next?
oh, it's funny you should say that, Paul. So the first
All right.
single, we have one single that is also so the single is "Crazy" by Niles Barkley,
No
and
way.
the album
Niles
is
Barkley.
"Crazy," and the album is "Crazy" by Niles Barkley, and they are both number one the whole month.
That's actually depressing because it's not even good. It got played so fucking much.
Well, there's a song that I thought was one of Niles Barkley's songs, but it wasn't. It was oh God. What's the name of that band? You know, I said it's true. I feel the love, I can feel it too. I can feel
No.
it. The Rudimentary.
Yeah.
I thought that was Niles Barkley. But yeah.
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
so let's move on to
move on.
TV. There is
Yes.
nothing. No new shows aired in April.
Okay, let's go.
2006.
Games.
How mad is that though?
It's just mad. I don't know what
No
was
new
happening in
shows.
2006.
So
Yeah, it's all
games.
crap by
Oh
then anyway.
God, we're gonna have to talk about some shit game as well now. So the first game we have this month is Final Fight Streetwise. Now, even though Capcom were pretty good at this point, this is utter dog shit.
I did buy it because I wanted more Final Fight, and no,
Yeah.
it is not good. I have played it when it was released and bought it when it was released, and it's never been in a PlayStation 2 since. But it's still in my
I
collection.
didn't realize. I thought that this game was developed outside of Capcom, right? Because of its terrible quality. But it's made by the developers of the Maximo series and Final Fight Revenge on Sega Saturn. I really like.
I'm
Final
about
Fight
to say
Revenge on
that.
Sega
Yeah, the one-on-one beat 'em up.
Yeah, I quite like that. But they also made the Maximo series, and I love the Maximo series.
Yeah, so I don't know where you shit the bed as to put it, with this game. Because obviously it's a bit more story driven, isn't it? Because is it your Cody's nephew or something like that?
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, it's not very good. And you see some of the characters you recognise, and
it tries to go a bit gritty and stuff, where it's like Final Fight's like it's not like that's not Capcom. You know,
Me and
Capcom.
me and Phil have been saying this for absolutely donkeys now. With the fact that with the Street Fighter games, they've got so many of the Final Fight characters. Why can you not do, in a way, what Tekken did, Tekken 3, and have the Tekken Force, and have like a new Final Fight scroll beat 'em up or something like that?
I wouldn't be
with all the
surprised if they
characters.
go back to the Final Fight world at some point because they are literally just shitting gold over there at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
because it's set in Metro City, isn't it? One of the
yeah,
Street Fighter games.
yeah.
But anyway, look, enough about Streetwise.
Enough
Not
about
good.
Streetwise.
I would say for Final Fight completionists only.
Even then, I would say don't bother.
Yeah,
Just
no.
pretend that Final
I know.
Fight died.
Pretend it doesn't. Yeah.
So next we have Tetris DS on the Nintendo DS, and
Sure.
this is the best game of Tetris outside of Tetris Effect.
I had this actually with the DS because it's the type of thing where you like
I
it's
still play
Nintendo
this on a regular.
handheld.
I still play this on a regular basis on my DS.
Okay, yeah.
I've still bust it out because it's so good. So this one is for people who haven't played this. This is a Nintendo themed Tetris. So you've got when you're playing the game, you've got the backgrounds and the music from different series, from like the Super Mario Brothers series, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2. They omit completely. Super Mario Brothers 3, Metroid, Legend of Zelda, Ice Climbers, Donkey Kong. There are more that are in it.
Anyway,
But anyway, it's absolutely fantastic. Like you can just play it and play it and play it. Oh, Balloon Fight. Balloon Fight's also in it.
okay.
I love Balloon Fight music.
Okay. People know what Tetris is about.
Yes.
What's
but
next?
this is fantastic. This is still like if you don't include Tetris Effect, this is the best Tetris game.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so sad that there is no way to play this on modern systems.
You just have to get a DS.
Yeah. So next up, Odama on the GameCube.
I bought this when
mad.
it came out because it's quite a late release because it's the pinball one type thing, isn't it? Like in a way pinball, but is it with the
So
microphone as well?
It's from Yu Sato, the creator of Seaman on the Dreamcast.
The creator of Seaman, yes. Oh, the game, right? Okay.
Yes, not the sticky liquid. Yes, he. So this was his follow-up, basically, and it's a.
My God.
So it's like a tactical game mixed with pinball, and you
Yeah.
can play it with the bongos and the microphone, or you get a microphone included as well, so you can play it with the microphone in the box.
Yeah, I took it back when I was like, no, I don't want this.
I think that this game is utter shit. Like there are so many people who really like it.
Yeah.
They really do. Like you speak to some Nintendo fans and they love this game. But as a Nintendo fan myself, I think this game is utter dog shit.
No,
Yeah,
not
it's
my
so
cup of
bad.
tea, this.
Yeah, terrible game.
So I'll give it this. It stands out as something different, but yeah, it's just very
it's definitely
gimmicky.
good. It's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a good idea,
Yeah.
and I praise people doing new and innovative things in the gaming space. But this one is just it doesn't hit. It's just not very good. So next we have the Tomb Raider Legend, the Crystal Dynamics developed Tomb Raider. So this is the first game from them, isn't it?
I didn't play this. I didn't play any Tomb Raider until the like relaunch. You know, the gritty one. Was it 2013? So I missed a few. I played up to I played the PS1 games. I didn't play any of the PS2 stuff. I was just like, no. I've tried to play this recently. I'm sure that this is on PS Plus.
It's on
now.
PS5. Yeah, you can play it on PS5.
Yeah. I've tried to play it because Theo wanted to play it. I was like,
it's good. I reckon this is really good. There's a trilogy of these, isn't there? So you've got Tomb Raider Legend, you've got Tomb Raider Anniversary, which is like a remake of Tomb Raider, the original. And we're getting another one of those soon. And then you've got Tomb Raider. God, what's that one that came out? It was on PS3 360.
Oh, yeah.
which is really good. I can't remember the name of it.
Anyway, right, you carry on. I'll try and see if I can think.
So, but this one did have involvement from
Lord.
Toby Gard, though. So Toby Gard was one of the writers of this game.
Yeah, of the original one, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a really good game. They really do make it a much more, I say modern.
Underworld, it was.
Underworld, that's it. I really love Underworld. I think it's absolutely stonking Tomb Raider. I love all three of these games, to be honest. So I really like Tomb Raider in general. I really need to do a Tomb Raider podcast at some point because I fucking love that series. But Tomb Raider Legend, that's what we're talking about. This one was like the first one from a studio that wasn't core design. After they were taken away, after it was taken away from them, after Angel of Darkness being so shit, and they were like, if you can't appreciate good things, you're not having them. Okay, core design, we're taking this away, and we're going to give it to these guys in Canada called Crystal Dynamics. Okay, we're going to give you a British writer on it as well, so that's fine. But it does retain everything that's great about Tomb Raider, but gives it like modern controls. It makes it feel like a modern in 2006 game, not modern like today's standards, but for 2006 this was fantastic. So I bought this first of all on the PS2, and then I got it on the Xbox 360, and I got it on the PSP, and then I later got it on PS3 when they released it as a trilogy pack on the PS3 with Underworld and Anniversary. And I've now got it on PS5. So I've got that. I bought this game a lot. I love it.
Oh, definitely. Right, next up, a big one.
Next up, Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, which came out on PS2, PSP, Xbox, and then later on PC. But it didn't come out day and date on PC. But Xbox, the original Xbox, PSP, and PS2. So I played this on PS2 and PSP, and the PSP version is like some sort of miracle. Have you ever played the PSP version?
No, not PSP. I've just played Xbox and PS2.
I mean, it's a great game. Like, it's a fantastic follow-up to Outrun 2. But because it is basically Outrun 2, just with more stuff in it. Like, you got SP in there and things like that, and different console specific modes, and it's made by Sumo Digital, who did this one. But yeah, the PSP version though is just like I couldn't believe it when I played it. I was like, oh my god, it's the game. It's there is some frame drops and stuff as is expected. There isn't if you play with overclocked on a Vita, PSP overclocked on a Vita. It's beautiful. But yeah, I couldn't believe that I was playing that in like on a plane. I was, holy shit, I'm playing this arcade game that I adore, and I'm playing it on a fucking aeroplane. This is incredible. This is 2006 that you're getting something this good on a portable. But then the game itself on the Xbox and the PS2 is an absolute work of art. I love this game so much.
No, and I just still like it now. And anytime we go to, like, and end up playing like Outrun 2 over at Arcade Club and things like that. Theo loves the arcade races as well. Obviously that's rubbed off on him. But yeah, fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
It feels more fun. Well, I know the original Outrun. The original 80s Outrun, was like obviously groundbreaking and everything. But when you play it now, you go, yeah, it seems a little bit dated. But I think anytime I play this, it doesn't feel dated at all.
It doesn't. And that's the thing.
It feels like a contemporary game.
Yeah, I mean, I've got I've still got a PS3 hooked up with Outrun Online Arcade. They did the arcade version of this.
Yeah.
Which is basically Outrun 2006, just cut a couple of modes. That's it. And I still play it, and I still think it looks incredible. And then I turn on the PSP version on my Vita, and I'm like, this still plays so well. And like, it's so depressing that you can't play these on modern hardware. It's like, God. bloody Ferrari license, man. Just oh,
I know.
yeah, incredible game. Okay,
Anyway,
so next up
news.
we have news. On the 18th of April, Peugeot announces plans to close the 60-year-old car factory at Ryton near Coventry. So yeah, nearly 60 years, and they close, which is quite sad, really. Because do you remember Peugeot being on the shirts of Coventry and stuff?
Yeah, a little and stuff, but it's
Okay.
not
You
something
don't
that
care.
bothered me that much.
You
No,
don't care. Okay.
no.
So 25th of April, the BBC announces that Grandstand, its flagship sports TV program, will end within the year. After 50 years on the air. I used to watch Grandstand with my dad like pretty much every Saturday he was home.
There was like people like Des Lynam on it and stuff, but yeah,
Steve Ryder
yeah,
and
yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
I didn't realise it. It just disappeared. I wonder what they put on instead, though. Like, was it like things like, I know there was like Football Focus and stuff. Maybe it was just changing how we did sport. Because you're thinking this is mid-noughties.
They
And
probably, and also the thing as well that Sky and other things had bought so many of the rights that there wasn't really much left for them to be able to do. They were like, "What are we going to do? Oh, there's some bowling down at the OAP Centre in
yeah,
Manchester."
it's quite depressing, isn't it? It's only just starting to improve a little bit. Like when
well, we haven't even got the FA Cup anymore.
No, we've got the very, very odd match because we were able to watch Arsenal lose to Southampton on BBC.
Yeah, but that's it. I wasn't in the country at that point. But
tell me you didn't miss anything.
I know, I was so glad. But yeah, it's so bizarre, right? That like the FA Cup, which should never be behind a paywall, is behind a paywall.
No, I know. I agree with you on that.
The FA Cup should never it's the one thing that people want to watch because anyone can beat anyone in the FA Cup.
You get the FA Cup final, I think, on terrestrial, like you do with the
you always get
league.
the big teams in the final. I don't care.
Yeah,
I want to see. Like the thing is, I used to even until like last season, I would still watch nearly every FA Cup game that was on if it was the lower league teams playing some of the bigger teams.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that shock, and and we're just denied. We have to pay 30 quid a month if we want to watch the FA Cup.
No, it's ridiculous. Anyway,
the FA should be fucking. Oh, sorry, I get so angry when it comes to that.
Anyway,
right, let's move on. We'll take we don't even need a quick break. We'll just go straight into the game.
No quick break. We'll just
Okay, quick break. I'll calm down in that period.
Here comes amazing children's favourites on DVD with Thomas and Friends, Pingu, Fireman Sam,
we're on our way,
Bob the Builder, wow. The Wiggles,
we're the Wiggles,
and loads more. All your children's favourites on one amazing DVD. Amazing children's favourites. It's out now.
Hi, I'm back and I'm calm. I've had some herbal tea.
Smelling salts because you just start with anger.
Yeah, yes. I was so angry about the episode. Oh no, it's starting to come back, Paul.
Oh no.
Okay, right, let's move on then straight away. So for 2016, like we said before, we're not going to go into the movies, music, TV, or anything like that.
Just
what we're going to go straight into is games. And first up, we have Dirt Rally on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Oh god.
Do you not like this?
No, it's something I've never even played. I'm looking at this list and I think I've played 3 of them. Yeah, no, this is like the old early Maximum Power Up episodes. Dirt Rally, though. So
Dirt
this is
Rally
obviously.
So you
one
had
of the last ones,
Codemasters.
is it?
No, they did Dirt Rally 2, and then they did World Rally Championship for EA as well.
Okay.
But Dirt Rally was like a return really to the rally format of their of like the Colin McRae heritage.
Yeah.
And so they had done the Dirt series, which sort of span out for us. It had Colin McRae Dirt was the first one, and that kind of changed things up. It wasn't a rally game anymore. It was racing, it was, proper racing. And so with Dirt Rally, they went back to Colin McRae rally gameplay of it being a real rally sim again. And I
did play the first 2 PS1 games of Colin
Yeah.
McRae when they came out.
So this is like those, but like on a much bigger
Okay.
scale. And I adore the first two games, and I really like World Rally Championship that they did on PS5 and Xbox One, but Xbox Series. But the Dirt Rally and Dirt Rally 2 they did are just some of my absolute favorite rally games. They probably are my favorite two rally games. I love rally games, but
Okay.
these two
You still get
are
this?
so good. No, you can't buy them. I think no, you can buy Dirt 2. You can buy Dirt 2, but you can't buy
Right.
Dirt 1. But Dirt 2 is still available, and it's regularly like a fiver on sale. So, Dirt 2 is better. It refines a lot of things that the first one sort of just a little bit shy of greatness. Whereas the second one, I'm like, yeah, this is like one of my absolute favorite Codemasters games. I love it so much. But yeah, Dirt Rally, massive return to form for Codemasters after doing just all those out there Dirt games. I do like the Dirt series, so but I do also really, really love the Dirt Rally games. But all of those series are dead now, so here we go. So let's move on then to the next one, which is a twin stick shooter indie game called Enter the Gungeon, which was on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Have you played this one, Paul?
I tried to play it fairly recently because it's still on PS Plus. I'm sure it is, or like one of the streaming service. And every time I just always struggle with it. I know you're big on your twin stick shooters, and when this came out, everyone was raving about it. Fantastic indie twin stick shooter. It's probably mainly you who is telling me about it. But yeah, not enough to make a judgment on it.
It is really good. It is a really, really good twin stick shooter. But with it's a roguelike as well. So you've got that a lot of people get turned off by, myself included. But if you put it on gameplay that I like, I'll love it. And yeah, this is a really, really solid game. I think it still holds up really well today. I played it recently because I bought it for my son for his Switch, and I had to play it to show him what it was like. I was like, "Let me buy you a game on your Switch. Pass me it here." Put my credit card details in, bought it. And then I was like, "Look," and I had to show him, and he was like, "Looks shit." And I was like, "No, it's not. Honestly," I'm looking up at him as if he's here now. But yeah, I really like this game. I think it's really good, and like I say, it's regularly on sale as well. So
yeah.
Another game that's regularly on sale, and I think you can get it on CD keys. This one that I'm about to talk about for £2 or something, which is insane for PC, and that's Quantum Break, which is on Xbox One and PC. Is from Remedy Entertainment.
I've never even seen this. No, I've never. Because I've not got I've never gone down the Xbox route after the original Xbox.
Yeah.
And the only PC game I ever really play is Football Manager. No, totally.
Okay.
I'm just having a quick look at it now.
It's a third-person shooter from, like I said, Remedy, published by Microsoft Studios at the time, and it's got so it has TV style productions to it.
Okay.
So you have some bits which have got live action, actual TV show footage, but then you've got the likeness of the characters in the game, properly when you're playing the game. So Sean Ashmore is the main character. Jack, I think his name is.
Yeah, I'm just looking now.
And you've got Aidan Gillen in it and Lance Reddick as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. That's some big names. Well, well-known names.
It's really, really good. I love
And Dominic Monaghan.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot he was in that. Yeah. It's a really, really cool game. Like I say, on PC, I think you can get it for £2. Because I recently bought it for Steam Deck to play through it again because I played it on Xbox. But playing it on Steam Deck, I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Nope, never even noticed that. I see what you mean about cool. The screenshots. How it looks.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the if you've played stuff like Max Payne and things, that their gunplay is actually quite good, and Control, the more recent games from them. It's a really, really cool game. I absolutely love it. So next up we have the remake / reimagining of Ratchet and Clank on the PS4, which is kind of it is a remake in the sense of it being the first game
It's
story. But it's
reintroducing
completely
anything.
reimagined. I love this.
Me too. I completed it as well. And there's not many games that I complete. I said so many
But
times.
I love the Ratchet and Clank series. I'm not a massive fan of the latest one. I think it's way too much of a shooter. Like the most recent one, was it the next? No, Rift Apart.
Yeah, no, because me and Theo played through this. I played this when it came out, and then after he played Balan Wonderland.
Oh God, poor boy.
And no, he enjoyed it. He completed it.
Oh,
But he's quite into his 3D platformers like this, you know. So when we put on like Ratchet and Clank, because I showed him, I went, right, what do you think of this? And he loved playing that as well. I don't know if he actually played it to the end, but he's definitely done some on it. But yeah, I think I quite enjoyed it. You know, because again, it's like a reset of a story. You know, like. Just obviously a lot more to it compared to the PS2 version, but yeah, I really liked it, and for me to actually stick at it as well, you know, that says a lot because I get bored of games quite easily.
Well, I love Ratchet and Clank. I've completed every single game in the series, so
This is when they brought that film out around the same time, though, isn't it? This one.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Right. No, I've not.
It's bad. Which is weird, right? Because if any game series could make a good children's movie,
you'd expect this.
You'd expect this, right? And and they shelved doing the Sly Cooper movie, didn't they? Which is a shame.
Christ.
Sly Cooper was another great.
I tried to play. Well, no, I tried to play them, and again, I've never really got into those at all. The Sly Cooper games.
Have you tried 2, or have you just tried the first one?
Can't recall. There's 3 of them, isn't there? Because it's the Sly Cooper trilogy.
There's 4.
I think there's 4. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So there's 1, 2, and 3 on the PS2, and then PS3 and Vita got Sly for Thieves in Time.
Okay.
But Sly 1 is a completely different game to the rest of the series. So Sly 1 is a very traditional 3D platformer where you just have to get through a level, and you have like health that once it goes, you lose a life, and it's very damaging.
Yeah.
It's not, and you have lives, so you can get game over. But with 2 is much more like you're getting a team together, and you've got different characters that can do different roles.
And I've definitely played number 2 then, because it's different characters. Because isn't one of them like a tortoise or something?
Yeah. Not Murray. Murray's the hippo. Bentley is the tortoise. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've played that, but I think it's just that way I've just put it down, you know, and just not carried on with it.
It's so good. Like 2, 3, and Thieves in Time. I love those games. I think I've got the platinum trophy for all the Sly Cooper games. Except 4. I need to go back and do that one actually. But I can just play the Sly Cooper games over and over. I love them. They're so good. But yeah, like I say, the 2 and 3 are really good. But anyway, we're talking about Ratchet and Clank Remake.
Yes.
Ratchet and Clank Remake I think is absolutely fantastic. It looks phenomenal as well. It just it gets rid of a lot of the platforming elements though that were in the original. Like there are some proper platform bits in the original Ratchet and Clank, the PS2 version, that they completely don't have in this one, and replace with more shooting sections. Which it does become more of a shooter though from the first. Like it does change, just like the Sly Cooper series does, and to become more of a shooter. But I did like the Future series that they did on PS3, because they sort of went back to more basic, especially Quest for Booty. So it's when you have Clank, it makes it a bit more different. But when in Quest for Booty, you don't have Clank with you, so it is much more of a platforming game. And then in what's the one with the cracking? Is it Cracking Time? Yeah, Cracking Time.
Yeah.
On the PS3, that's probably my favorite of the whole series. Actually, I love that one. And you don't get Clank a lot of the time in that as well. So again, it is a lot more of a platformer, and there's like these really cool planets with like this, or like they're with like a bit like Super Mario Galaxy planetoids, that sort of thing. It's really cool. I love that series so much. Yes, I do think that if you're going to play one of the games, because you can only really play 2 Ratchet and Clanks.
Yeah, there's not many, is there? Because when I've been looking at the others, it just seemed to be
they're all on
this.
the old platforms. Yeah. So I think on modern consoles you can play this Size Matters, which is the PSP game, which is actually quite good. I quite like that. And Rift Apart, and I think Rift Apart is probably the worst of those 3. And that's the latest one. I just think that is just a full-on shooter. Like there's nothing else to it. It's like, all right, okay, this isn't what I wanted. Plus, you hardly get to play as Ratchet and Clank. It's like...
Well, the thing is, though, with those PS3 ones and the earlier games, I think they put out, like one of those collections with, like we did with
you've got the Ratchet trilogy.
Yeah.
You've got
and
that,
they sell for
1, 2, and 3.
a decent amount of money because you can't get them anymore.
Yeah, same with the Sly Cooper one as well, and Jack and Daxter trilogy.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
I know it really is. It is because I just hate it how gaming is nowadays. You can't get certain games anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, Dark Souls 3 came out on the PC, Xbox One, and PS4. I'm not a Dark Souls fan, but I can appreciate it.
No, not the type of thing I play. I've tried to play the first game, and I was just like, nope. And then I remember trying to play Bloodborne, and I was like, nope. And I know you're meant to die, learn from it, power up, and all that palaver. And I thought, with the settings, I'd be all over it, but nope. I'm just not. It's a shame. No, I know. No, it's a shame because it's the type of thing I'd like usually, but
yeah,
no.
I'm not a fan of these games because I'm crap at them. But I'm a real fan of the gameplay and the setting and everything like that. I think it's all great.
Yeah,
but I'm just
that's what I mean.
I'm so shit at them, but I really want to love them. That's the annoying thing. It's like I really want to play Elden Ring because it looks so good. But I know I'm going to be shit.
These are the things as well, because they say, don't they? Like the what's it called? The stories sound good. Like you say, the settings, the work that's going to them. They all win tons of awards for a reason, and everything like that. And I just go, no.
Yeah, no. For me, it's it's just not for me. But I do appreciate it very much. So next up, we have a game that I do really like, and that is Stories: The Path of Destinies, which came out on PC and PS4. It's an indie game.
Is this one with that fox?
Yes, yeah, and you can.
Yes,
story. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love this game. I completed this.
Yeah, me too.
But I've not. But I didn't get every. Well, I didn't 100% it though. Like because there was still a few other things that I need to do. This game I absolutely loved, and I totally forgot all about it. I was trying to think of it the other day, and oh my god, it was so funny. And just seeing all the different endings and everything. Oh my god, anyone who's not played this really needs to play it.
Yeah, can you still get it? Because
I don't think you can. I don't think you can because the studio made something else after it, and they put it on my watch list, and then I forgot that obviously changed because it was on my PS4 watch list. Stories. No, it's so good.
I was saying I purchased it, but I can't see if it's still available on PSN.
Oh no, I absolutely love this because you take on the Toad of the Crows or something.
Yeah. And the stories are fantastic in it. Like it's
absolutely I loved this. Because even if you died, you'd be like going right. I now need to do this because I want to get another ending. That was Spearhead Games.
That's it. But yes,
Sorry, you've just got me so excited over this. Honestly, that was it. The game after was called Omen Sight, and
I haven't
it
played
says
that.
it's set in the same world and features a similar premise as stories. And with that Omen Sight, I think I put it on my Switch wish list, but I never got round to it. And that came out back in 2018, so
Oh
it's
my god, they
quite a
haven't done
while
anything
back.
since then.
No.
So I really, really, really love this game. Stories, The Path of Destinies. But yeah, you play a fox called Renardo, don't you?
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
And you are
good.
fighting against crows. Yeah, it's such a good game. So next up, then we have Star Fox Zero on the Wii U. So this is from Platinum Games. Like they developed this one.
Yeah.
It starts off really promising. Have you played this?
No. I've only ever played one game on the Wii U, and that was New Super Mario Bros.
So this game starts off really promising. The first level is like Corneria style. You know, you're in your R wing and you're going.
Yeah.
It's like an arcade on rail shooter. And then it's like, okay, now you need to look at your tablet and the TV at the same time, and move the tablet to be able to like guide what's going on the screen whilst also moving and stuff. It's shit. Like, it's crap. But the thing that annoys me most about it is they did everything right in the build up to this. You know, they got a good developer behind it. They're like, right, we're going to get a developer behind it who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they brought out the models again from the Super Nintendo. You know, the old because Miyamoto was a fan of Jerry Anderson's puppetry.
Right.
Yeah,
so he wanted. He wanted.
So they made it
actual.
Yes, they made Star Fox puppets because of his love of
Yeah.
And they reused those in like the lead up to this game, you know, in Nintendo Direct and things like that. And it's like, oh my god, they're doing everything right. This is going to be a return to they're doing something different with it again. Just make an on-rail shooter that's fucking awesome with some bits with that, like in Star Fox 64, where you can actually open up your wings and have like full 360-degree movement, but have like predominantly just a 3D on-rail shooter again.
Yeah,
why is it so hard?
I don't know if they were saying this. I think it was on Nintendo Life, because it's like 10 years since the last Star Fox game.
Yeah.
And obviously with him being in that really crap film I watched the other week,
oh god, yeah.
You think that might. I know.
Well, there is rumours that they are making another game, and it's meant to be more traditional. But then, what is traditional game? What is traditional? They've only done 2 games that were the same. Everything else has been different.
See, I remember playing Assault on the GameCube. Right,
that's good until
and
you get on foot.
That. Well, no, but I didn't mind
the
idea of getting on foot.
But
do you know what I mean? I thought, go on, yeah.
The on foot section feels like Out Trigger on the Dreamcast.
Oh right, yeah. See, I never played that. I know of the game, but that's it.
Yeah.
But I just think with that, I was like, oh, it's quite good. You know, you can land and explore planets and stuff. But then I didn't play Command on 3DS. Was it Command?
No, it was on DS.
Was that DS?
Yes.
Yeah.
3DS had Star Fox 64 3D, the remake of Star Fox 64, which is
I stopped. The
amazing.
last one I played was Assault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've played them all. I've suffered. I played Star Fox Dinosaur Planet, or whatever it's called, Star Fox Adventures. I've suffered. I deserve a real Star Fox. So next up then, Alien Nation on the PS4. So this is Housemarque back again. This isn't a follow-up to, say, Resogun or Super Stardust. This is more like a follow-up to Dead Nation from the PS3. If you remember the zombie top-down twin-stick shooter.
Actually I do. Because that
this is
PlayStation
like,
Plus 1 month.
Yeah, this is like that, but it's a you're fighting aliens this time, and it's multiplayer as well, so you can have, I think it's up to 4 players, and and it's got like role playing, it's got RPG elements as well, So you level up and build up more equipment and things like that, and it's really good. I really like this game. I don't dislike any Housemarque game. So as I've said many a time, they are my favourite developers on the entire planet. And yeah, I really, really like this game. But I don't like it as much as I do Resogun or Nex Machina. Probably, I like it more probably than Dead Nation, even though I do like Dead Nation. But I don't like it as much as I like their other games. So
No, not one that I've.
But it is really good. I love it. I'd say like this is like a solid 7 out of 10. So like the Housemarque at their worst is 7. That's their absolute worst. That's their base level is 7, and then then they've got Resogun and Nex Machina, which are 10s, and Returnal, which is like a 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, Housemarque are amazing. I can't wait for Saros next week.
Yeah, they're on about that. A few people I spoke to, but yes.
So the last game we have, and the last thing to talk about, is from Drinkbox Studios, the people who made the Guacamelee games, and this is called Severed. This was originally released as a Vita exclusive in April 2016, which is quite late for the Vita at this point. Yeah, it had been dead about 3 years at this point. And yeah, it's a sort of action adventure with roguish elements, but you're touching the screen for your actions and things like that. And it is really good.
This looks interesting. I like the art style. Just having a quick look at it.
Like it has a really similar art style to Guacamelee.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at that now.
And it's a really, really cool game.
Yeah, never seen it. But again, like I say, I'm not up on Vita myself. But
it's on Switch and iOS as well.
Okay.
But yes, so it was originally a Vita exclusive. But yes, it's fantastic. I love this game. But Drinkbox are another studio that I really like their work.
Do you know what? I've just seen that. Obviously, like I say, it came out on Switch in 2017. And I'm thinking, oh my God, the Switch is like 10 years old. The original Switch. And you're just like, that's just insane. Because the Switch 2 has still not got enough stuff to justify me wanting one yet. With almost a year gone.
Yeah. I mean, I got one because,
I know.
I'm an idiot who buys stuff. But yeah. But no, Severed, very, very good. So, Paul, I think that will do us for tonight.
Yeah. We kept it to around 2 hours, so I don't think it's too bad. And we had a bit of game chat on the end as well. So it's, it's all right. And I'm glad that you reminded me of Stories because I need to play that again. I might see if it's on PS4 still.
I was hoping it would be on Switch so I could play it portably, but it's not.
It's not anymore.
Was it on there before?
It said, oh, no, sorry, I was thinking about Omen Sight or whatever it was. So yeah, that's Stories I must have on my PS4. Hopefully it's still downloaded on there because I don't know if it's still going to be on the PlayStation Store. Oh, is it? Oh, excellent. Right, brilliant. Fantastic. Because that was with PlayStation Plus. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But I've still got on my PS3, I've still got Suikoden 1, 2, and 3 on there as well.
When
I had to buy them.
I've still got X-Men Arcade, Simpsons.
Yes,
Arcade.
and Simpsons Ditto. Yeah. And a Rocket Knight game from 2011.
Yeah, me too. That's not that good though. That's from Climax.
I know it's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
thank you very much for listening, and thank you for joining me, Paul. And we will catch you all again next time.
Goodbye.